Well, this resurgence of interest in Hard to Swallow is quite amazing, and it's all because Eduquas decided completely out of the blue, without any contact with me, to make it into a set text. So this little play from the corner of Southampton is suddenly up there with Willie Russell's Blood Brothers and Shakespeare and so on. And we did it back in 1988, and we decided in 1999 at OYT that we'd do it again. So in 1998, we did a 10-year anniversary production of it with Zara Barnes as Catherine, and you can see the white makeup that we used there really, really well. And the whole cast, it was a big old cast. We did pretty much the same production as we'd done in the first place, so it was a kind of replication of it. So great people there. I can remember working with Sam Phillips, was a big OYT person. Carly actually came back to RSC OYT for a little while, so it was really nice to see her. And you can see it was a nice lively production. Kelly, who played Maureen, was a very, very powerful, strong member of youth. She was in Birth Mother, that was her main production, and Jamie, who I met in Edinburgh a little while back. So suddenly, 1988, 1998, and you'll remember there was a little production by Stopwatch that toured for a while that was professional, and it was that actually that enabled the production to become a set text, because they have to be performed professionally. But that production had only gone on a very, very, very tiny tour. I'm just trying to see if I've got a picture of them. I thought I had. The lovely Adrian and Steve. There they are. Adrian and Steve in the resource book, telling about their experiences of Hard to Swallow. And now it's on DVD as well. So Rumsey School had put it on DVD. I'd, with Karen Latto, written this resource book, as I said. And the final piece of the jigsaw was for there to be a touring production, a professional touring production. In come a group who I'd never heard of, TiEitUp, theatre from up north somewhere, deep up north. And Elliot Montgomery and David Schaffer how put together a company, wanted to tour a production, and chose Hard to Swallow. So in the first year, I kind of let them get on with it, and I did a little bit of social media attached to it. And they had a very successful tour, and there were lovely comments coming back from schools, and it was obviously a really supportive thing for teachers who were doing the production. So in the second year, I decided I'd go to see it. These are rehearsal pictures. And there's David and Sarah, who is Maureen, on the two tours that I've seen. Interesting because they have the people of the right kind of age playing the right kind of people, which was, for my plays, very often that didn't happen because they were always youth theatre people. So I went to see it, and a lovely, lovely moment was discovering, go back to this picture, we felt this was a really good way of casting the Catherine, because she would have a differentiation on her face of the colour of the kind of Pierrot colour. And we didn't therefore need to choose the thinnest girl to play Catherine. It was a way of blind casting much better. And what they did is take that one step further. They had the idea of the actress putting the white, kind of smearing it on her. So really good. They had fantastic ideas with the scenes. The Billy Goat scene was another real highlight. And again, I look back and think in 87, wow, 88, we missed out on this. We didn't do it as well as we could. And the crowning glory for their production was the scene with the binge, which they did so imaginatively, and I always wanted that to be a naturalistic scene. They flew in the face of that request, and they did it in the most imaginative way. And in the new version of this book, Hard to Swallow, Easy to Digest, which in a little while, it's now June 2020, just at the tail end of the lockdown, this my lockdown project. This book is being re-editioned by salamanderstreet.com, and David and I have written Elliot and I, sorry, have written a chapter for the new book which describes the way they do this in their touring production. It is fantastic. It's a really wonderful version. So, Hard to Swallow, it's been on tour now for 3 years. They've been incredibly successful. And it's booked out already for, well, it's not booked out, it is booking for next year. And then after that, depending upon whether it remains a set text, they'll have another year of touring. But thank you, TiEitUp, because you've done a wonderful job touring Hard to Swallow. I've said publicly it is the best production I've seen of Hard to Swallow, including the one we did back in 1988, and that's as it should be. So thank you very much. And I'm so sad that you got the contract to do the Scottish performances in Scotland, obviously, in this month, and it was all cancelled by the COVID thing. But I think there's a really interesting alternative that is being looked at. So, end of Hard to, well, not the end of Hard to Swallow, a new beginning for Hard to Swallow as an Eduquas set text.